Hello, I'm Wayne Tunks, and welcome to Rate This Pop. Hashtag Free Britney. Yay, the good news came through a few days that her dad had been suspended from his conservatorship, which is just amazing news. So happy. All the Britney fans around the world are happy. Lots of people who aren't that into Britney are happy. It was a very horrible situation. Just imagine that. Yeah, she had a rough time there. Her mental health was not good. And instead of having her family help her, they decided that they were going to take advantage of her. And it's just disgusting. And then you kind of have to wonder whether they had something to do with it in the first place. But she is well on her way to her freedom now, which is really good news. And that's why I thought that I would celebrate this week by doing a ranking video on Britney. I've always been a Britney fan. She just epitomizes pop music, essentially. She just has this really great knack of making great pop songs, but also making brilliant visuals to go along with it. And I love her voice, the affected tone that she sings with. So many people wouldn't work, but for her, it is just really incredible. Been a big fan from the beginning right through until now. I did choose to go with her greatest hits album, My Prerogative, just because it was a good album and I thought it was a good way of having a ranking video for Britney. But I do love heaps of things that came after this album. The Circus album, fantastic. Radar, Glory, her last album, great as well. So, I'll feature Britney sometime in the future again. But for now, I just wanted to, have a little bit of a celebration. I guess we'd start with the early things. So, let's kick into it, shall we? So, I'm going to pick 10 of the songs from My Prerogative that are my favourites. So, coming in at number 10 is You Drive Me Crazy. I remember watching this film, I think at the cinema. My cousin Michael and I were going to a lot of films at the time, and we went and saw this one. We also saw Britney's Crossroads, which is a better film than You Drive Me Crazy with Adrian Griner and Melissa Joan Hart. But this song is awesome. All the way back to the first album. And it just really cemented that Britney was able to do fantastic pop songs. Love the first two. I've got to admit, sometimes just missed out on the top 10. It's like at number 11. I actually like this one better just because it's so fun. And Britney's having fun when she does it as well. You can tell. Even in the film clip, she had the idea of this being this waitress. And it's a lot of fun. And I also love the part in it where she yells, "Stop!" Dun, dun, and the music kicks in. Really good, fun song. It's not her best song, but it's just a lot of fun. And literally, when it comes on, I get a smile on my face because it makes me happy. And really, what more could I want from pop music? Coming in at number 9 is Boys. What would it take for you? This one is from the Britney album, and it features Pharrell Williams, and is just really cool. It was also featured in one of the Austin Powers movies, in Goldmember, and it fits in that same category as You Drive Me Crazy for me. It's just a really fun song. It's not the best thing that she's done, but it's just incredibly fun and infectious as well. I was listening to it the other morning. I was doing my usual Saturday morning where I pop the iPod in and I go and have a listen to the songs. And this one came on and I just really love the groove. Pharrell knows how to produce. He works with women so well, and he really got her and got the beats, and I love his stuff in there as well. The sort of backwards and forwards with the boys and girls. Yeah, just a really incredibly fun song. All right, let's move on to number 8, and it's I'm Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman. I'm not a girl. This song is terrible. It is terrible in so many ways, but I also love it with every fibre of my being, and I will fight you if you try and bag it out. It's just... this is really a part where you really hear that Britney affected voice that people love to impersonate, but they just really can't do it. And it's her trademark. And it works so well on this song. And this song is just overtly sincere. Really incredibly sincere, but it just works. And I think it works because Britney has always been this genuinely nice person. Like you look at Britney and you just have to love her. Somebody else released this song and you'd be like, really, what are you trying to say, darling? But no, not with Britney. She just feels what she sings, and it's really great, and it's Daggy, and I love singing this song at the top of my lungs. The other morning when I listened to it, I was on my walk. I had to be really careful because every once in a while I would just sing out loud, and this was one of them. Great song. Terrible song, but I love it. All right, coming in at number 7 is Baby One More Time. This song really was a cultural reset. Up until this point, the big female artists that had just been coming through at that time were the singer-songwriters. So if you think of your Alanis, your Sheryl Crow, your Jules, your Sarah McLachlan, who I love, all of them. So teen pop was not in. It was working for boys. We had Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, but there were no teen pop female artists. And then Britney released Baby One More Time, and we had loads and loads of teen pop artists, and none of them were as good as Britney. Disclaimer, I love Christina Aguilera, and I will feature her someday. But I love Christina for different reasons. Christina has this great voice, and I love how cunning she is and smart, and how she knows what she's doing. Whereas with Britney, I love the attitude, I love the performance, I love the wink that she sort of has in her music, and just she is having so much fun, which is why knowing that she had such a hard time makes it really even more sadder, because everything she was doing is so fun, and this is fun as well. You know, the music video going back into the school, you know, apparently they had all this wardrobe worked out and Britney didn't want it. She just wanted to have this basic schoolgirl outfit. And so they sent off a PA to Kmart with a small amount of money, and they came back with all of these uniforms, and it just works, which really shows as well that Britney knows what she is doing. She did then and she does now. Jamie Spears. So yeah, what a great song. It is a fantastic pop tune. You know, Britney worked really well with the Swedish pop producers. She was their muse, and she was able to deliver the songs perfectly. And this is just a great piece of pop. I remember when it came out, I just was in love with it. I remember having the CD single and putting it on in my car and just playing it over and over and over again. Because of course, back then, you know, if you were playing CD singles in the car, you had to eject and put another one in. But that one I was happy just to keep in and just play it over and over again. Really good song. And I think it's still aged really well. And I was surprised that I didn't put higher on the list, because 7 doesn't feel like it's high enough for it, but I just love the rest of the songs more. But Baby One More Time, incredibly important in the history of pop music. There you go, I've said it. Now, number 6 is Stronger. This is a damn fine pop song. Oh, I love it. Straight in with that, is it a horn sound? I don't know, whatever sound it is. It's incredibly intrusive, but it just works really well. And the lyrics, Stronger Than Yesterday. Again, like, you listen to that now, and it's really important for where Britney is in her journey and who she is as a person now. Great song, and I always think that this came later than it did, but this was on her second album, Oops, I Did It Again, and was really very mature. And I think out of the first 2 albums, it was the most mature song that she had done, and it's a really fantastic song. I've always loved it, played it really loud and danced along to it, and I guess I felt the lyrics deep in my bones. Just works incredibly well on so many levels. All right, let's move to number 5, and it's Toxic. Toxic, again, was a very important song for Britney because it was a crossover song. And by crossover, I mean that you had lots of Britney fans and people who really love pop music, and they love Britney the whole way along. But Toxic was one that moved over from those people into just your average music fan, you know, who would say, oh, I'm not really into Britney, but I really like Toxic. which, you know what, I'm okay with. I'm okay when those kind of people who don't get into pop music can find a pop music that they love, pop music song that they love. It kind of tickles my fancy a little because I'm like, pop will come and get you sooner or later. And Toxic just works. The instrumentation, the production, her sultry vocals, and that incredible film clip. She uses the medium of music videos so well and really was on display with this one. It is just so fun, and it has been taken off from other people, and it's still a song that's just as important now as it was back then. Really great moment in pop, and the In the Zone album, there's more coming from it because it is just a great album. I'm just going to say now, like, I think out of all of the albums, it is my favorite album. And I know that, you know, people love lots of other things, but for me, In the Zone is it. Touch of My Hand, great song. Look it up. All right, now number 4, we're going back to Oops, I Did It Again with Oops, I Did It Again. Shocking confession time again. I used to work in a theatre restaurant in Penrith, in Sydney, and we had, in the show, there was a talent quest within the show, and our characters would dress up as celebrities. And my character would dress up as Britney Spears, and I would sing with a live band, Oops, I Did It Again. I was wearing the school uniform from Baby One More Time because I was not getting into that red latex outfit. But I used to sing this song, and it just has so many great memories, and particularly having one of the band doing the Britney, I got you something. Is it that? Yeah. Well, you know, the old lady dropped it in the ocean in the end, all that kind of stuff. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But the spoken part is just, again, for other artists, it would not work. But for Britney, works on so many levels. This was a great song. And she needed something big because the first album, Baby One More Time, as I said, was a cultural reset. It was so big. She had so many other young artists nipping at her heels coming out, and she needed to come out with something that was just going to blow them away. And that's what this did. Again, great production, great vocals, the music video, iconic. Yes, the song probably hasn't held up as well as some of the others. Like, you don't hear it today and it sounds as fresh, but that doesn't stop it being important back then and still being a good song. Me as a pop music fan still hears it and loves it. Now moving on to number 3, and we've got I'm a Slave for You. Just like Baby One More Time and Oops, I Did It Again, I'm a Slave for You changed everything when it came out. First single from a brand new album, and Britney was saying, I'm a new person. On the last album, she'd already said, I'm not that innocent. And this time, she didn't say it, she just showed us. She showed us that she was an adult, that she was a sexual being, and that she was ready to embrace a darker side. And it just works so well. And this isn't your straight pop song like the first singles that had come before it. This was something new, and it just worked so much. I remember the first time hearing it thinking, Britney, what have you done? And then by the end of that, I was like, Britney, what have you done? It was really good. The whole kitty cat and just the inflections in her tone just worked really well. Solid song. And the more I hear it, the more I still love it. I don't think I could ever get tired of this song. And yeah, really great introduction to a new phase in Britney's journey, which she continued to travel on over the years. Great song. All right, now we're moving on to the next 2. And these next 2 are just really high. Like, I love all the other songs, but these 2 are just right up there for me. At number 2 is Every Time. Every time I try. So it's pretty obvious looking at this list that I love her pop songs. I like the stuff when I'm able to dance to it and when she's really able to embrace that pop beats, because that's where her vocals work really well. And then there's Every Time. Really stunning, full-on battle and ballad. Battle probably could be a good word as well. But just, yeah, full-on stunning ballad. Her voice sounds great. And just that music box sort of backing music just works really well. Film clip was emotional, and I guess this was the first time that we saw that Britney was struggling with the world a little. Um, Not everything was going as well as she had let us know, or we hoped for her. And she let us into her psyche, into her soul, and we could see the pain. And that was really good because that meant that, that she was opening up even more, and we were getting to know more about her. I just love this song. Again, I've spent a lot of time dressing as Britney Spears in my life for a for a fundraiser for a play I did, a 16 women play. I was the director. We had a fundraising evening, and my friend Emma sang this song, and I danced as Britney. It was the life of Britney Spears. Because I just think that this song epitomizes so much of who she is. And I shouldn't make a joke because it's very tragic, and she's had real lot of problems. And this song let us in the small amount. And I'm just going to stop talking about it and just say, when this is finished, go listen to Every Time again, because it's stunningly beautiful. And I don't think many pop stars would be able to deliver it with the passion and real emotion that she gave. And yes, they might have better voices than her, but they don't have the emotion that she has when she sings. All right, now my favourite song. And if you know me, you know she did a duet with Madonna. So, of course, it has to be at number one. And I do genuinely love the song. At number one, it is Me Against the Music. Me Against the Music. I've talked a lot about game changers and how Britney really changed the game so much and so often. And her inspiration was Madonna, and she was somebody who was doing that. She was just knocking on that glass ceiling. She was just knocking down the obstacles in front of her. And Britney has done the same thing. So when they duetted together with Christina, poor Christina kind of gets forgotten about this, at the MTV Awards, and they kissed, and it just exploded everywhere. Everyone went crazy for it. People either loved it or hated it. And that was the response that both Madonna and Britney wanted. So when that happened, it just made sense that they would then do a duet together. And Me Against the Music just works. It's the pair of them saying, we know we're not the best singers, but we are the best entertainers in the world. And those two women really are just so incredible. The song works. Apparently it was a song already, and then Madonna added her vocals to it. And, she has such great pop sensibilities that she was able to work in there with Britney. And I just love all the ways that she says Britney, and Madonna puts on her seductive tones, and Britney's got her seductive tones. And it's a really fantastic song that just makes me happy. And the music video is just incredible. Yeah. Me Against the Music, best Britney song. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm so glad that her and Madonna were able to do that together and have the big hit that they both deserved with it. So that is my Britney ranking video. Let me know in the comments below what your favourite songs from the My Prerogative album are. Remember to press subscribe and press like, and I will catch you again next week. Tongues out.